Hello, Shockwave. It's Sunday, and that means it's time for Nick. Although, really, it's like almost Monday, and I'm feeling really bad. Because, actually, here in London, it already is Monday, because it's like 1:10. Although, by the time this uploads, it hopefully should be still Sunday for at least an hour or two. And I've just been talking to Justin on Skype, and I've been bitching at him because he's already made his video, and so he was making me give him my question so that he could answer it before I've even asked it. So anyway, God, and I'm looking rough anyway, and I'm procrastinating even more and making this last even longer. Focus, Nick, focus, focus. Okay, now I'm really sorry I didn't upload last week. I feel really bad, but there just was no reception where we were, and so that's why I made the really quick video, because it was kept coming and going, and I didn't know what would happen if the reception cut out midway through uploading, so I had to just do something quick. But anyway, France was amazing, and if you haven't checked it out already, please go to my channel, Gay Voice London, and look at the 2 videos I made from the trip, because that's all I'm going to say. Everything's there. It was amazing. Anyway, so I had a lot of questions to answer. I had to write them down. It's crazy. So I'm just going to get to it. I've spent a minute and a half talking rubbish. Justin, you asked our best date. Now, I answered that before somewhere. I can't remember who asked me that, but I've said that before online because I think I was talking about like some hotel place and I don't know, but I'm going to not answer that question because I really don't know, and I said that and it was amazing, but anyway, keep that to myself. The worst date I've ever been on, I don't know. I've never really been on a disastrous date. I went on a date recently with a guy that I was really not that into, and it was the same for him, and it took us 2 hours to admit to each other that we really weren't into each other. So that was pretty bad. But I've not really dated. I was in a relationship for 3 years, and then my last relationship I was in for 5 years. So I've really not done that much dating, to be honest. I'm like a serial monogamist. Brittany asked what my favourite book is. My favourite book is probably going to be a hit with you guys because you're all American, because my favourite book is actually The Catcher in the Rye. My dad bought it for me when he was living in New York, and he gave it to me when I was about 13, and I have pretty much read The Catcher in the Rye every year since then. I just love it. I don't know what it is about it. I think it's the journey, or I don't know. I mean, it's a classic. I appreciate that. And not so much here as it is in America. I know in America it's huge. It's not so well known here. But I love it. It's my favourite book. June, the furthest I've ever been away from home is Australia. That was amazing. Although the 24-hour flight, and I'm not kidding, you stop over from London to Australia. You have to make a stopover because it's that far. I think I stopped over in Singapore or Tokyo. No, I think Tokyo there and then Singapore on the way back. Anyway, it's like 2 12-hour flights back to back. Oh, kills you. My favourite donut is Krispy Kreme original glazed. I don't like fussy donuts. I like them simple. Justin, July 4th, if you've seen, actually you have seen my France video, so you know where I was July 4th. It was so random because July 4th means absolutely nothing, of course, in London, and it's really not like a big thing. People don't really celebrate, of course, because it's not our holiday. But in Saint-Tropez, strangely, the bar that we were in were totally celebrating 4th of July. So as you see in my video, there were all these flags. Anyway, it was so cool. So I spent the 4th of July in Saint-Tropez by the yachts. It was pretty special. Very cool. Justin asked what character we would be in a movie. Oh God, I don't know. I probably would be like the gay best friend, like the Rupert Everett character in My Best Friend's Wedding. Like giving the style and relationship advice. Although really secretly I want to be the romantic lead, but I know that I'd be the gay best friend. Everyone's got to have one. In a romantic comedy, of course. Bekah asked what my biggest fear is. My biggest fear is... my biggest, living fear is pigeons. I'm absolutely terrified of pigeons and birds in general. They scare the hell out of me. I can't even, walk through the streets practically without jumping at pigeons all the time because there are so many in London. And on a slightly deeper level, I would say my biggest fear is probably death. Which is quite dark, I know, but I guess because I'm not super religious, although I have a faith of some sort, I suppose that's something to be pretty scared of, because none of us really know what happens. The Two Truths and a Lie thing, I think, is fantastic, and I do this a lot as a training thing with staff, so it's really cool that you're doing it here. For Brittany, I think that your lie is the baking thing, because the gun thing is so unlike you. You so are not the kind of person that would hold a gun, that I think it must be true, because otherwise it's too obvious. And you come from Colorado, I think, so the farm thing, although I'm generalizing, I'm sure there are cities in Colorado, but I guess could be true. So, and I seem to remember watching a video where you were really bored and you had nothing in your house to cook, although you wanted to cook. So I think maybe you like to think that you would be good at baking, but you're not. June, I so see you on Broadway, it's not even funny. And if you haven't already been on Broadway, then I think you should be on Broadway. So I'm thinking that's true. I'm also thinking that you dated before you met your husband, because, I mean, everyone pretty much has dated at least somebody before they meet their husband. So I'm thinking you can't bake, because since I think you've been on Broadway, I think you could fake that. Michael, I'm going to say that your lie is that you were an opening act for Josh Groban, only because I really want that to be a lie, because if it's true, that means you've met Josh Groban, and I was never a fan until I saw him do Chess in London a couple of months ago, and I was brought to tears by his voice, so I'm super jealous if that's true. Bekah, I think that you are lying about enjoying sex, because I'm pretty sure that you've had a few different coloured hairs, because I've seen one or two, I think, in photos, and I can't remember what your other... Oh, your shoe thing. Your shoe thing is totally true, because you've already proved that it's true. So I'm thinking it's the sex thing. I don't think you're that into sex. I think maybe you enjoy it, but not like you say you do. Okay. This is going really... I've not got much time left. My question for this week relates to the Two Truths, One Lie. I want to know what the last lie is that you told. And it can't obviously be part of the Two Truths, One Lie thing. It's got to be a real lie that you told in the real world. Not that this isn't the real world, but it is. And who you told it to and why. Can be big or small. My Two Truths and a Lie are... Oh my God, I'm running out of time. I can't be in public. I don't do urinals. I can't do them. I need a cubicle. I passed my driving test first time, and I grew up on the same street as Jude Law. See you next week.